Hello, FlossTube. So, I have no idea which number of FlossTube this is, but it is February 1st, 2020. And I wanted to show you what I've been up to for the month of January when it comes up to stitching. So, I did buy a new chart, and it's this one. Not finished yet, obviously. It's a frosted pumpkin, and the proceeds are going to various Australian charities that work with animals affected by the wildfires that they had. So I was very close to finishing, and then I discovered that I had to frog all of this. So there's a ways to go. I'm stitching it on a Picture This Plus. It might be Doubloon. I figured it kind of looked, I don't know, sandy. I mean, koalas don't live in the sand, but anyways, there we go. And then I'd like to stitch, finish that one, and then I want to try stitching it on some other backgrounds as well. So the rest of my stitching was all WhipGo 2020 focused. If you haven't heard of WhipGo yet, it's a Facebook group, and it's fairly relaxed as far as rules go, but the idea is that you create a bingo board on which you list up to 25 whips and the goals you'd like to accomplish. And every month, Jessie Marie, who has a YouTube channel and a Facebook site and possibly Instagram, plus this WhipGo Facebook group, she pulls two numbers from a random generator, and then the idea is that you work on that whip. It's okay if you don't finish your or achieve your goal in that month, but the idea is to try. So I'm not very good at estimating numbers, but what I did was wanted to work on this. This is an out of print chart. I don't believe you can buy it anymore. Beatrix Potter. I'm stitching it on a white linen of undetermined origin. And my goal was to put in 500 stitches. Now, 500 stitches on a piece this large is not a ton, but it is something. So, hold it back here, you kind of get the full effect. Basically, I worked in this area here. I filled in the robin, and I added a bunch of green and some white here. I didn't do any back stitching on this round, but yeah, it all happened in here. So there's my Beatrix Potter. This is all stitched in DMCs. There's nothing, no specialty threads or anything like that. And eventually there'll be this massive tree in the middle. Some more squirrels to stitch, some mice, hedgehog. Jemima Puddle Duck is already there. She needs some back stitching. Part of my 500 stitches was that it's hard to see, but these very light sort of gray, almost leaning into taupe colors, for some reason I had stitched them with the wrong colors, like a whole bunch of them, about 20 stitches or so. So I went and undid those and restitched them in the correct color. Once I saw it, it was pretty obvious. Like most things, right? Once you recognize it, you can't see how you didn't see it previously. But anyways, that's been fixed now. So I met my goal in that WhipGo piece. And I also had a goal to work on my Jeannette Douglas. By the way, I will put links for everything below. Everything that I can remember to put links for. So this is the Jeannette Douglas O Canada that I've been working on, and my goal was to complete it up to this band here, and my thought was I might or might not complete the band depending on what the time looked like. I wanted to get the border done down to there, but I didn't know if I would have time to complete the band. There's some 1/1 stitching on this. These maple leaves are 1/1. The O Canada is a variegated floss. It's all silks and some wool. So it's a lot of fun to stitch, I have to say. And I was able to, now this is gridded, so you'll see some of the lines. I removed the gridding where I no longer need it because I've stitched everything there, but unless I missed something, that happens too. But there it is. So as you can see, I did the gray, variegated gray of this border. I did not put in the 1/1 flowers that go in there. But specialty stitches, there are these pine needle sections that are, I guess, a combination of straight stitches. And then these pine cones are a combination of regular cross stitches and Smyrnas, which if you're not familiar with Smyrnas, it's you basically stitch the X however you do that. And then a cross over the X. So you end up almost with a tiny star, and it just creates some added texture. So there is Oh Canada. So as you can see, I've taken out some of the horizontal gridding, and I just used that sulky sliver and added it to the bottom here. And I think there were 1 or 2 rows of vertical gridding missing as well. So I put that in. So I figure as I go down, I can just add in, and then I don't have to worry about finding the spool again. And then the wheel was spun, and we've got 2 things picked for February. One was to work on Wonderful World, and my goal had been to put in 250 stitches, and it turns out that 250 stitches is not a whole lot, but that's okay because my other one is. I'm not actually going to show that one to you today, but because I haven't done anything yet. So What a Wonderful World by Stitchrovia and her beautiful colors. And yeah, the goal was to put in 250 stitches. So here we go. So far it says what? And the area I worked on today was filling in the teal here, the end of the banner, and then I added this bit of, I guess, fuchsia tail to the banner. There is a sort of mirror image tail on this side, and then this bird also happens again here, and then the top section will be finished. If you're wondering why the gridding looks a bit wonky, here's why. I bought this fabric from a great Canadian dyer, Rolanda Snieder, and I guess at the time she was using MCG textiles, and this one happened to be one of the not square ones. So everything is a bit stretched. So I'll try and hold it as straight to the camera as I can. You can see the boxes, the 10 by 10 boxes, I didn't miscount. Those are 10 by 10 boxes, and they're definitely taller than they are wide. So it's just stretching everything out, distorting it a bit vertically. I kind of first realized, I don't know why it didn't really hit me when I was gridding, but I first realized when I stitched that bird, and I thought, I don't know, it just didn't look quite as cute as it did on the sample, on the online picture. Well, that's why. So I've decided I am going to finish it. I really like the fabric. I like the gentle blue modeling. And I think, given that it doesn't have faces in it or anything like that, I think the distortion will be bearable. I've decided that the distortion will be bearable. So there's that. My other February Whip Go whip is a, it's Autumn à la Ronde, by Glendon Place. And I've done some stitching on it already. I've got maybe a quarter of the way done, but my goal is to get halfway done, hopefully including beads. We'll see. So fingers crossed that I've got a bit of time to stitch this month, because that's a whole lot more intense than What a Wonderful World. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe if that's what you would like to do, and I'll talk to you next time.